Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Supporting Black Authors Book Club. I am your host, Minister Deborah Davis, coming to you live from Facebook and YouTube, as I do every Tuesday night with an awesome author. And we have a new author on tonight who's going to be joining us in just a few minutes. I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I was coming live. I came live and I gave everybody a Christmas shout out. So I hope you all had a very nice Christmas. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the author that I have tonight. But while I do that, do me a favor, like this video, share this video, start a watch party. We want to get this new author as much exposure as we possibly can. So let me just tell you a little bit about author Dashaun Vernon. The author of The Worst Was Yet to Come. Author Dashaun hails from Asbury Park, New Jersey. He retains a master's degree in public administration from the College of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Currently works as a well-respected police officer, which he profoundly loves. Author Dashaun is a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, where he mentors and motivates young Black at-risk youth throughout the state of New Jersey, as well as a motivational speaker. Author Dashaun is a very creative and innovative thinker. He spends most of his time watching HGTV, thinking of various ways to build his first home. Also enjoys traveling, football, and spending quality time with his son, Dallas. His debut Neo memoir took him 5 years to write, and lots of internal conversations with himself on whether or not he should release his story to the world. With a heart after God and lifestyle of wavering sin, author Dashaun often compared himself to King David. Despite his turbulent journey, author Dashaun's determined mindsets circumvent the uneven playing field which sprung him to success. Facebook and YouTube, I present to some, introduce to others, author Dashaun Vernon. Hello.
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
Welcome to Supporting Black Authors Book Club. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Good. Don't be shy. Loosen up. I want you to talk so we can hear you. I see that little shyness. I see your mama on. We're just going to have some fun. We're going to have a good time, okay?
Yes.
I read your bio. I will tell you, when I read bios, I get a little nervous, because I don't want to mispronounce words and muddle through it. So did I do okay?
You did great.
I did great. Is there anything that I left out? Anything that you would like to share? There she is. Good evening, Pastor Kelly.
My mama. Hey, mama.
I'm going to be good to your baby. Apostle Harvey, how you doing, Apostle Harvey? I got to give some shout outs. Okay. And of course, our number one supporting fan, Dr. Tenaria. Praise the Lord, everybody. And we have Miss Pam. Thank you for joining us. Now, is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to, author Dashaun?
Just want to give a shout out to all my friends and family who's in here supporting me, and everyone who went out and purchased the book. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate your love and your support, and trust me, it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you.
You soft spoken. You can barely hear you. Like, I just want to thank my you know, see, I'm gonna pull it out here. Now you ain't all that quiet.
A little bit.
Oh, really?
It depends.
Well, we're gonna get it out here tonight.
Okay, I'm sure we will.
Okay. So, y'all do me a favor. Come on, like this video, share this video, start your watch parties. We want to get author Dashaun as much exposure as we possibly can. Listen, I've interviewed some celebrities, Dr. Teresa Harrison, Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's dad, but I like to bring new authors and give new authors exposure. So share this video, start your watch parties. We want to give him exposure and we want to get his book sold. We're going to buy some books tonight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Love you, cousin, from Jakia McCall. How
Hey,
you
cousin.
doing? Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That's my family.
Yeah. So listen, you're gonna speak up a little bit, but
Okay. Okay. I
oh, there
speak. Is
we go.
that better?
I hear some bass now. I hear some bass.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got you.
I want you to loosen up, so
Yep.
okay.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So the worst was yet to come. That's
Yes.
a memoir. We know that a memoir is a true story.
Yes. That's a
So
true story.
this is the book. You have your books there. I have my book.
Oh, there you go.
It's
You
thick. I ain't finished reading it. You know, it's a
you
lot.
finish.
But I did read some, but we're
Okay.
gonna be all right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we want to talk about the worst was yet to come. And how did you come up with the title?
Well, the title came from my journey was never over. Every trial and tribulation that I faced upon my journey, it was never. It seemed like it never was going to end. It was always felt like there was something else that was before me that was going to arise once again. Every milestone that I reached, every little goal that I achieved, I felt that there was something else that was waiting to happen to me. So, which came it came at a perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
Just as I was, writing the book, I was in my fourth year writing the book. Everything came to fruition, and not in a good way. Things
Okay.
happened. Things happened, and it took a turn for the left. Um, and it actually took me out. It took me to a deep, dark place I've never been before. So that's where the term "the worst was yet to come" came about,
Oh,
because I went to a place that I never thought I'd ever have to go to. And
so that was my next question. So what was the main thing you believe was so bad that the worst of that was yet to come? Can you just pinpoint that one thing that was so bad that made you feel like the worst was yet to come?
yes, ma'am, I can. The worst was, thing that got me that I would say I would pinpoint was my divorce. It was a tumultuous divorce, very brutal. Um,
Yes, ma'am.
and it took me like I said, to a deep dark place. It's not your average divorce, I would like to say. Most people just fight in court over the simple things. It was very bad, the way it panned out. um, this person took everything that was dear to me
Oh,
and turned it against me. um,
wow. I'm
so
sorry to hear that.
so
Divorce is never easy. You know,
yeah.
I've been divorced, so I know it's never easy to have to go through that. You
Hmm.
understand? So you're not alone. Don't feel like you're alone. You know, y'all, come on, give us some hearts, give them some love, and please, please feel free to ask questions. Right,
Yes,
Author Dashaun,
please.
he would be glad to take your questions or your comments. So be glad to share your comments and your questions. And we want lots of hearts. Thank you, Dr. Teneri. I know I can count on you for hearts. I'm looking at my phone.
Okay.
Your let's talk about the first chapter just a little bit,
Hmm.
because you said, I'm sorry I never told you all I wanted to say to your best friend. I know that that's probably a little touchy for you,
Hmm.
because sometimes, we do wish that we could have said things to someone that we love that we didn't have the opportunity to say to them. So, what would you say to someone that is holding a grudge right now with that incident that happened with you?
I would probably have to just say, at some point in time, you have to come to realization, um, believe in whoever you pray to. Everything happens for a reason, and
Mm-hmm.
there was nothing that I can do in the time that this situation happened. You couldn't change the outcome. The outcome was already written. There was no changing it, no matter how close you came to the situation, where you felt you
Right.
saved them, as I did in my instance. I felt as though I could have saved my best friend. I thought I had him. I thought I did everything I could do, and it still wasn't enough.
So you
So
blamed yourself.
I blame myself for years. I blame myself. I want to say all the way to about I want to say about 2008, 2009. I was
Yeah.
still holding that, and that happened in 2001.
Not only
So
did you blame yourself, but truth be told, you did blame God.
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
and And like a lot of times, we blame God for things God didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
God is love. He's not of evil. You ain't turn around and say the blame the devil. Satan, why did you do that? We got to make people understand that it's not God that brings about devastation and,
Mm-hmm.
and destruction, because God is a God of love. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, he definitely is a God of love. I would say that at that time and period I was in, I was young, and I didn't understand the things that I understand now. I think it
Mhm.
was just more so of the mindset that he allowed it to happen, and that was what frustrated me the most. I wasn't necessarily saying it was him that did it. I was just saying that he allowed it, and it
And he
frustrated.
does. He does. He'll remove the hedge from
Yeah.
around us, but he gives Satan the permission to attack us. So we have a question. She's saying, "What did Dr. Tenaria? What did he blame God for? For the?" You can tell her, but I think she missed that.
Yeah, yeah. I blame God for a lot of the things that I speak about in the book. Right. I blamed him for taking my best friend at a young age. If anyone, it wasn't him that deserved it. I blamed him for allowing me to go through the divorce that I went through, all the things that I had to endure during that divorce. Also, the journey that I speak of in the book, of being uh, kicked out of college,
Mhm.
you know, going through different relationships,
Speak up.
falling in love, different relationships, heartbreak, pain,
Yeah.
my career not coming on
Morning,
time,
Pastor Kelly.
everything, everything, everything.
When did you realize you had a book inside of you? This is a new book. This book just came out in 2020. You even mentioned some of the things that happened in this year, 2020, the COVID and the George Floyd. And
Mhm.
so when did you realize that you had all of this inside of you? Because this is a memoir.
As a memoir, yes.
Yeah, when did you realize that you had that in you?
I realized that. I'll say I realized that in 2015. That's why I said it took 5 years. I realized in 2015. I thought I seen it all at that point,
Hmm.
um, to some extent, and I was just going to write about everything that had transpired between throughout college and everything that I experienced on from 2015 on back. So I thought I was just going to write on that, and then I realized that nobody's gonna. This is people love happy endings, And I'm like, I still haven't reached half the things that I wanted to reach throughout my life. So
Yeah, people do like happy endings.
yeah, and so I'm like, I didn't even achieve nothing. If anything, I was just beginning. And so earlier this year, I said this is going to be the year. I had nothing but time. COVID
Hmm.
kicked in. It was a little bit
See
slow.
that?
Yeah, it slowed up, and so I just finished it off and. I had to, man. So I
A
was like,
lot of
it's
people
time.
got a lot
It's time.
of things done
Yeah,
during the
got a lot of things
pandemic.
done. Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Hmm. So what is it that what would you say is an interesting aspect in your book that would grasp the reader? Like just one interesting aspect that you think if somebody was to pick up this, it would just grasp them to want to read your book, your story.
I would say my determination. My determination of having that mindset that I won't be defeated. No one's going to defeat me. That held through with me. I'm a
It's a good
Virgo,
comment.
so I'm very stubborn. So as Virgos, as stubborn people,
Oh,
we don't we don't give up
stubborn.
easily. We do not give up easily. So determination is something that I held on to, and I held on to it strongly. I took
Yeah,
everything
because
that. Say
you're
again.
from you're from a Christian background, Christian
Yes,
family.
yes, yes. I'm
You all
from a
know.
Christian background. My mother, she's a pastor, so I've been in
Hmm.
the church from a very young age. So
Yeah.
age 5 on up. So I had all
So
that
this is a
instilled
good
within me.
comment. When we were young and experienced life situation, God does get blamed, especially for how we was raised in believing and trusting in all things. That's a good comment, Darlene. Now, when we older, we understand it, and pain teaches us life lessons. That's good right there.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
real good.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Very true.
what makes it good is because that's true. That's a true
Yes,
statement.
very true. Very true.
Yeah. So, tell me, what does your family think, about your book? Because sometimes, you did change the name, but I did read some. I was like,
You know, it's
yeah.
funny. It's funny you asked that question because I went to my mom's a week ago, and I was home I came in the house just to check on to see what she's up to, and she was like, "Yeah, so your book was interesting," and mind you, well, I already told my mother she wasn't allowed to read this book. This wasn't
Uh-huh.
for her. I told her, and she
See what
promised she
I'm
wouldn't read it. And so I
saying?
left her with a few books because she needed, to give them out to a few people. And she found herself in the room and said she couldn't help herself but to pick it up and read it. And I was shocked. And she finished the whole thing. And I'm like,
Wow.
so it was interesting. I mean, she gave me her love and, and that's all I could have asked for,
And
Said she
that's
skipped over
what's
some parts,
important. She said,
so
look, keep him in prayer.
yeah.
And but that's really, really important that she gave you her love and support. Because me too, my book, I have a memoir, and my mother had to read that mess. That's what it
Mhm.
was. It was a mess.
Yeah.
And I let her read it before I published it. And it was not an easy read for her,
Mhm.
because we go through stuff, and and then when we write a memoir, we're doing what they call airing out some of our dirty laundry,
Yes, we are. Yes, we
you
are.
know.
And that was a lot. And, just a lot of things that that a parent would never go through. We feel as though since we birthed a child that we're going to do
Mhm.
every step of the way, that we're going to know every ins and out of their lifestyle. But that's not the case. At some point in time, you let go, you move on from the nest. And I had to experience life on my own. A lot of things I kept to myself because I didn't feel comfortable sharing certain things with my mom
Ooh, I
as a kid.
know.
People, it's just some
Mhm.
things you got to keep to yourself or keep with your friends, because
Mhm.
you don't want to, I don't want to say tank the relationship because that's
Mhm.
your parent. They're not going to look at you any other way, but their feedback won't be great. So
Right,
some
right.
things you want to keep to yourself, and you just move on, and navigate through life, with the, with the tools that they gave you, and that's what I,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, so you guys come on. I want y'all to give us some hearts, give him some likes, ask some questions. Let's pull on him a little bit, you know. Come on. Hearts, 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 and likes. So, and start a watch party. We want to give him as much exposure, for he's a new author.
Very
This is
new.
supporting Black Authors Book Club. We want to support him and give him as much exposure as we can. So my next question, I got questions if y'all don't have questions.
Yes, please ask. I'm an open book. I'm an open book.
All right, so I want to know, if you could tell your young self something, what would that be? If you could tell the little boy something, you as a man now, what would you tell that little boy that you were? What would you say to him?
I would tell them, don't take any shortcuts. Do not take shortcuts in life. Um, do not measure your success towards someone else's success. Do not feel as though someone else's time and blessing should someone else's time and blessing is near yours. Yeah, my blessing and someone else's blessing is totally separately. Don't
Mm-hmm,
never compare
mm-hmm,
the two. Your time is your time, and their time is their time. No matter if you guys came up together and you
mm-hmm,
step by step with this person or with other people, or friends, or family members,
mm-hmm,
everyone has their season. And you have to understand that. And some people that you may feel as though you're better than,
mm-hmm.
they season may come before you. Despite whatever you feel as though they did not do this, they may not have a degree like you. They may not have, the perfect mindset, the perfect career as yours.
Right.
It doesn't matter. God doesn't see none of that.
No, he doesn't.
None of that plays a part
And
in
that,
your time and your season.
and
So
that's
that's
good.
what I would tell my younger self. Just be patient and understand your time will come.
I like that. Look at this. Someone said, who is this? Alicia. Alicia. She says, time and a season for everything. That's right. It's Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. So we have a question here. What chapter in your book was hard for you to write? We want to keep that brief because let me tell you, they're pulling and we want them to pull, but we're not going to give away everything. So don't give out the good parts, okay? The real good parts, we're going to make them buy the book.
Okay.
So what was one of the hardest chapters that
This is a good question because a lot of people
it
ask
is?
me that question. That's a very great question. I will have to say the whole entire book was my hardest because as I'm writing this book, as you're writing a book, you never get a chance to sit down and relive your life like you do the book. Because I'm talking about
Mm,
this book from at a young age. I'm starting from my senior year of high school, going all the way up to where we are now. And you
mm-hmm,
sit back and you get to analyze everything that you undid, every bad thing that you may have not seen in that present time to different people, different relationship, different women that you were involved with, and decisions that you may have made. You are reliving this now. You get to really sit there and evaluate yourself and say, wow, I was not all cracked up to what I thought it was. This was not a great decision at this point in time. I could have delivered this message totally different.
yes.
And you get so you go
Wow,
through it.
I
I
like
can't tell
that.
you how many times I cried throughout writing this book because it
Mm-hmm,
hurt so deeply. Because of course I'm not the same person I was when I was 19 years old.
right.
You feel as though you grow passion, become much more compassion, and you
Mm-hmm.
understand how
Much
many
more
people.
mature.
Yeah, you're much more. You're more mature in the
And
compassion.
you're a police officer now. You know, you have we're gonna get to the good ending. You know, you're a police officer. And y'all, when he told me he was a police officer, I let him know he can't handcuff me no more.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real, okay? I'm gonna keep it real as I can. All
Okay.
right. So
Yes.
I always ask this little silly question right here. I
Okay.
usually ask my authors, as a new author that you are, what would you choose as your mascot, your avatar, or spiritual animal, and why?
My mascot.
Or your avatar, or your spiritual animal, and why would you choose it? Look,
Uh,
your
I
mama
would. I
laugh.
would probably choose. I would probably choose a gladiator.
Is
um,
it an animal?
no,
You
that's an
can't be
avatar.
making
I
up
can use that
stuff.
as
I
an avatar.
said animal.
Oh, you said no, no. You said a mascot. I'm using my mascot.
Okay, okay. Mascot, avatar, or spiritual animal, and why?
Okay, well, if
Okay,
I had a spiritual
mascot.
animal, what is a spiritual animal? You mean just a regular animal?
Yeah, come on, you gotta
Oh,
give me.
I would definitely say I'm a lion. I would definitely go
There,
with a lion.
that's what
Yeah,
I wanted to hear.
yeah. I'm the king of the jungle. Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
now.
Yes. Yes.
I
Hmm.
like that. I like that. I like that. So we have some questions here. Oh, I don't know if I'm. I was going to get to this, but I'm gonna let this person, Daquan. She said, "Did any female you may have discussed in the book hit you up in regards to things you may have said in the book?" You know what? I had that question, so that's cool that she asked that question, but I'm asking it in a
That's a
different.
he. Oh, that's
Oh,
the.
Daquan, pardon me. I thought it was Deshaun. I'm asking it in a different way, but
Okay.
you can answer that.
Okay. Yes. I have not everyone I spoke to about that I spoke of in the book. I have spoke to some. Some have read it. Surprisingly, they enjoyed the book. Um,
Yeah.
I feel as though everything that I put in the book was so authentic. It was
Mm-hmm.
real. It wasn't painting me to be this great person that I didn't know. It explained exactly what happened between us. So you cannot get mad at the truth. You can't get
Some
mad at the
people
truth.
do. Some
Yeah,
people
some
do.
people do.
Yeah.
Some people may not like the names that I gave them, or they may have, the names that I gave them, or they might want to elaborate. I said I felt
That's
as though
so
I should
true.
elaborate a little bit more, but
When you said they don't like the name, I know in my book, I gave my cousin a name. Nobody knew who she was. She was like,
uh-huh.
"Why you put me in that book?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows
Yeah,
who you are.
yeah. And I even took the measures to ask, some people that I put in the book. I asked them, what would you like your name to be? So some of them they were fine
I
with it,
did
but
that.
the ones
Yeah.
that didn't get back to me, well, I had to make up a name, and I ain't good with names. Okay, so I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. So what was the most difficult thing about writing about the opposite sex? Like I know in your book you said that you were addicted to women.
Yeah.
So What was the most difficult thing that you think that you had to write or say discreetly
Hmm.
about the woman, the opposite sex?
Um, just the experience that I shared between them. I would say that was the most difficult part. The experience that we shared in private. Um, it was difficult to touch on some of those things, to say the least. So I would say that was the most most.
Your answers are very smooth. I like the way you your answers.
I don't know.
Kelly.
I was just answering the questions.
All right. Is there anything in your book? And we are talking about The Worst Is Yet to Come with author Dashaun Vernon. If you're just joining us, this is a new author. Please share the video, like this video, start a watch party. We want to give him as much exposure as we can. Is there anything that you left out of your book that you wish you had of included in the book?
Ooh, that's a great question. As I sit back and I think about the everything, I read the book to myself sometimes because I get bored sometimes a lot. So I go through the book and I wonder, I ask myself, what have I left out? There are some things that I feel as though I left out. I did. I feel as though I left out a little bit more of who I am now. I
Uh-huh.
didn't. I don't think I gave a great description of the Deshaun today. I didn't give enough information on who I am. I'm well established, yes, but far as internally who I am.
Mm.
So I feel as though I did leave that out.
Wow. So that's good. You can share that now, That's real good. That's why y'all gotta share this video. You gotta share this interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So did you hide any secrets in your book that only a few people will find? Like, you know, you put something in there,
Hmm.
but only a few people can say, aha.
Oh, of course, of course. Each experience with each woman that I may have talked about inside the book, they will only pick up on key parts and key things that I put inside the book. Those are my moments with them, I would like to say. So that those I did, put some key things in there that some will understand where I'm coming from. Yes.
What was your most profound moment and romantic love affair, discreetly?
Oof, that's a good one.
I'm bold with my questions. I'm bold. Let us therefore come boldly.
Yes, yes. I would probably say, I would probably have to say, it would be Angela. It would be Angela out of the book. Yes, that would be Angela.
Okay, give us a
That's
little bit about, because that was this profound moment that,
mhm.
that you had was what was it that
Angela.
we
Angela was a young, bright woman. Um, she's a Christian woman, diehard. Just all for the Lord, all for the Lord. She was a great person. I would say that would be my most profound because that was the first person who ever challenged me to be who I was.
You
Who I
said that
really
was the first person that ever challenged you to be who you were. Okay,
yes
stick
today.
here for a minute because I want to ask you, when was the first time that you saw your mother cry, and how did that make you feel?
First time I
Because
seen my mother.
your mother, yeah, because she's a woman,
Mhm.
she's your mother. When was the first time you saw her cry, and how did that make you feel as being her son?
Whew. I think the first time you making me go way back.
I
But
know, I want you to go way back.
oh man, I would probably say the first time my mother cried. I would probably say the first time I seen my mother cry was um, in her dealings with one of her ex husbands,
Uh-oh.
and that was a rough one because at that time I say I was about the age of 10 or 11 years old, and it was tough because I was trying to be the man in the house at this time during this time, and now someone comes into the household and they take over my position. and I feel a
Mm,
little, more belittled, and I'm not necessarily agreeing with his, how he's treating my mother or whatnot. So that first time, and that's the first time I would say I seen my mother cry, and I felt like I felt less of a man. I felt helpless. I felt like I couldn't do
wow.
nothing about it.
Yeah.
That was the time I would say
Well,
that
what
really.
was the most memorable moment of your mother's love? The most memorable moment of her genuine, unconditional love. I'm
Mama.
gonna come back to you, Apostle.
I probably have to say, I would probably say the day I graduated. The day I graduated with my bachelor's degree.
Hmm.
Not only did she support, of course, but she shared with me that she loved me. She adored that I never gave up the fight. With all the dealings at this time, I was just getting a divorce, as well as I still was able to pull out my bachelor's degree in 2017 after everything occurred, still while in the fight of trying to get full custody, get custody of my son,
Hmm.
as I'm going through this divorce and everything, bankruptcy and everything you could think of, I still held on to, make it, to walk that stage. And she just wished and held me like as if I was a little child, little Dashaun, and told me how proud
Because
she
you
was of me.
are.
Because I am her first. But she held me and she told me how much she really admired me, my fight. And that was when, I would say
And we have a question here from Apostle Darlene Harvey. She says, "Do you believe that your uncomfortable experience shaped you to who you are today?"
yes, great question. I believe it's definitely shaped me to who I am today. Am I uh, 120% greater? I would say yes and no. I am greater far as all the accomplishments that I have achieved. Yes, far as my career and my schooling, even being a better father. But I would say that it has its downfalls because at love, I cannot navigating the field of finding love again is very hard.
Mhm.
Going through what I went through, it really put me, like I said, in a dark place
Yeah.
where it's hard to get out of
Yeah.
there because it's hard to trust again. It's hard for someone to
Mm-hmm.
understand. You're
Yeah.
afraid that they're going to do the same exact thing to you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard, especially being in the position that I am, as far as being a law enforcement officer. You don't want anything to come near that and strip it away
Right.
from you, as
Mm-hmm.
one person once tried to do it already. So you don't
Wow.
want that. So it was hard. I had to
Yeah.
become a cold-hearted person
What?
in order to
No,
get me out.
no.
I
Not
had to
cold
become a
heart.
yes, yes. In
No,
order
you
to
can't
get
go
back on
cold
track, I had
heart.
yes, had
I see
to
that. Not a cold heart. No, I
yes,
can't see that you being a cold hearted, but just more reserved
yeah,
and more attentive
hmm
to let's say you have a stronger level of discernment and you can detect the enemy coming and you know danger when it's coming, but you
hmm
still have a good heart because
hmm
you modeled your heart after King David. You
yes,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I'm gonna help you there a little bit. No, 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 we ain't
No,
got
no,
no
no. I said
hearts.
I was no, no, no. I said I was cold hearted. I had to become cold hearted to get me out of the dark place. I'm not saying now, but
Oh, okay.
to get me out. No, 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 not now.
I
No,
get
no.
it
But it's
now.
hard
Okay.
to break the cycle. It's kind of hard to break the cycle at certain points in time. Like I said, I'm not 120% there yet. But there's just some things I'm still trying to patch up. Yes,
All right, I think this question may be think about it, but I'm gonna ask it because I ask tough questions and stuff,
that's fine.
especially when we're dealing with memoirs and the worst. The worst was yet to come. So, in the worst was yet to come, in your memoir, what would you say was your most embarrassing moment that you had?
Oh man. Oh. My most embarrassing moment.
Yeah, share it with us.
Yes, I would say my most embarrassing moment was me being released from my college. Um,
Oh,
that me being kicked out of college, and my own mother didn't even know. No one knew. No one knew.
wow.
Everyone thought that I told everyone that it was
Look what she's
financial
saying.
aid.
Look what she's saying. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, that's the wrong one. Here it is.
Nah, it's already out there. Mom. It's already out there. Yeah. My most embarrassing moment was being released. Being released from the university due to not upholding my grades. Choosing partying and women over my studies. I would say that was my most embarrassing moment. Yes.
Okay, so if is if there was anything, let me say one thing. If there was anything, one particular thing that you could have done differently,
Hmm.
what would that be?
Never have gotten married.
Wow. Who
Yeah.
is this girl? I'm bad. Let's go.
I would
Come
probably,
on,
yeah.
y'all, help us here.
I would definitely say I would definitely have not gotten married because
Wow.
I probably would be much further in my career. I would have achieved it a little bit more sooner than later, and things wouldn't have been at a standstill or a halt if I never got married. If I listened to Mama and didn't do what I did.
I want to know. I'm like, who is she?
Hmm.
You might have to handcuff me.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I forgot. We live. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Y'all got any questions? Listen, you just tuning in. We have our book here, The Worst Is Yet to Come, interviewing author Dashaun Vernon. You got to get used to that. It's author Dashaun Vernon. We got to give you that. That's your new title. You're a new author. We want to purchase his book, y'all. We want to get his book. I just have a couple more questions. So what positive aspect in your book would you like your readers to take away?
I would probably I would definitely have to say, like I said earlier, the determination and fight. And also I would say I would also say my book also explains how to um, take time out for yourself, get to learn know yourself, understand you. I think we tend to, as adults, well, being the age that I am, we forget that at times. We forget that our self come first, and we tend
Mm-hmm,
to feed to other people's needs and wants.
mm-hmm,
Um, I will always recommend to someone to take more than a few months, not just one or two. But if you're getting out of a relationship or a situation, whatever the case may be, take that time for yourself and really evaluate yourself and ask yourself, who are you? Get to know your core of what makes you happy, what makes you smile, what makes you um, what makes you tick. All those type of things that I did not have I had no idea about myself. I was just jumping from a relationship to relationship or just moving on and through life, just not even relationship wise, just moving and navigating through life, not understanding and knowing who I was. I couldn't
mm-hmm.
answer certain questions when I'm on a date because I had no idea, and I thought I did. I would just blurt something out just to blurt it out, but I didn't know. So I also say take your signs seriously.
I
Virgos,
like
read the astrology. It's real. It's real.
I like this comment. I
Thank you.
like that comment. Thank you, Michael. Great advice. Take your time. So, Sadie, what was the happiest moment he can remember? What was the most happiest moment that you can remember? And then,
I would say the most happiest moment. Most happiest moment was when I. I don't want to say. I would say that most happiest moment is when I received my divorce papers.
you, you know what? Where's that question? Where's that question? Here it is, right here. Apostle Harvey want to know this right here. Y'all got me like, look.
Oh man, Great question. I'm going to tell you. I told you I'm an open book. I'm going to tell you what it is. Most people will say, "Is it? Why wouldn't it be your degrees you accomplish and your degrees or your career that you always wanted?"
Mhm.
And let's say, don't get me wrong, I was excited, but at that point in time in life, being that I always had to, get myself out of this hole, I had to be like I like to call myself like I had to be an animal, go into animal mode and, tackle all. I was feel like I was
Right.
wasting, I was making up for lost time. So I had to become a different person. And being that once I achieved all these things, I didn't feel the things that I thought I would feel, like this excitement that I watch others, this joy and excitement they receive when they got their degrees or, achieved the job that they wanted to. So I can't say that that was my happiest moment. But I can tell you how I felt that day I got the email from my lawyer saying that, you have been, you're fully, I just felt like it was a burden off my shoulder, you
Pastor
know.
Kelly, we got to fix this.
If you read the book, you will understand my pain.
I
You
know,
know
I
why I'm
know,
saying
I
what I'm
know.
saying.
I get it.
Yeah.
But that was just one. But what advice would you like to give to the young men and women that are watching today, who doesn't believe that the COVID is real, who doesn't like to listen to their parents, who think they know everything? What would you like to say to that youth? The one running around here, the COVID ain't real, the ones running around here that think they know everything. You can't tell them nothing. They're disobedient to their parents. What would you like to say to them today?
That's a great question. I didn't expect that one, but I would probably just realize these are your parents. They're your parents for a reason. They are older than you for a reason. They have navigated through life and they are where they are because they done seen majority of it all. Um, I would like to just say, stay in tune. Always keep a relationship with your parents and your bond with your parents throughout it all, even the good and the bad. I would say, because it was at a point in time where I have felt as though I detached from my mother. Um, and whether she knew it or not, I mean, I never did tell her. But it was a time that I did detach myself because of simple fact, I didn't want to. I feel like I didn't want my problems to become hers. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to go on and do my own thing, and that was one of the biggest mistakes of my life because now I find myself. Um, I feel awkward sometimes telling my mother I love her. And why
Mm-hmm.
do I feel that? Because of the simple fact that I really did detach myself. And it was very hard. And it's very hard getting back into that because I love my mother dearly. That's my woman. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I had to do what I had to do at the time to get through the hard times that I was going through. And it's very hard. So no, don't ever stop loving your parents. Do not ever stop taking their advice,
Mm-hmm.
whether you like it or not. Not saying that they're always right because they're not.
That's
Uh,
true.
just be understanding of where they're
It's
coming from because they do
respectful,
not.
right?
Yes, they don't want to see you go wrong. That's all. You know.
Okay, so tell everybody. Okay, we got when you're young, detachment happens. Yeah. So we want to everybody to get the book. The worst was yet to come. A new author Dashaun Vernon, and you can also purchase the book and get a autograph copy. See if you, I got mine from Amazon, so there's no autograph. But if you get it from author Dashaun at vdeshaun@gmail.com, you get an autograph copy and he gets all the money. That's just a tip.
Amazon ripping me off right now. Oh God,
Look,
ripping me
so
off. Man, it's hard. They don't understand. People don't understand.
you ain't heard it from me, but go to his, order it from his email and he gets all the royalties.
Yes, yes,
He
I do.
gets all the money.
All of it. All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
And also, y'all know what we do. So into his life, there it is. $6. That's his little boy's name. So look, he has a little boy. We want to sow into his life, y'all.
Man.
Come on, give me some hearts, get some love. You know, we want you to watch your Cash App. Listen, I don't want to let you go. My interviews are supposed to be 30 minutes, but I knew that this interview would not be 30 minutes. I already knew.
No.
Yeah, I knew. I knew it because I knew that this was going to take a little bit of time, you know. But I do offer my authors to come back for second interviews. Dr. Tenaria, she's coming back in January, um, January the 4th, the first Tuesday, and her book is I've Been Hurt in the Church. Now, I've already interviewed her, but she's a diehard fan. She doesn't miss a Tuesday, not once. So that's why she gets to come back again for a second interview. But I'm looking and I see you guys, and you're coming on and you're coming back and you're supporting the other authors. We're going to support you again.
Gotcha.
Because that's what this is. This is supporting.
Yes, it is.
Supporting. We started it in the pandemic, you know, because we want to support. We want to support in all we do. So y'all come on, give some hearts, give some love. I want y'all to put in there, I'm buying the book. I'm getting the book. I'm going to cash at this author tonight, you know. It's a wonderful, wonderful interview. And again, I really don't want to let you go. But I know that I have to. I enjoyed you tonight, and you loosened up and start talking loud.
I told you to come. I told you. I ain't good with this camera stuff.
They're laughing. Yeah. So the worst was yet to come. I like the cover, and
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. And I want y'all to go out, get the book, and share the video, share this interview. Because we want we want author Dashaun to get as much exposure. He's a new author, 2020 author, you know, a new author. So we want him to get as much exposure. They said, I'm buying the book. See, look, let me put that up here.
Also, I want to put out there, if anyone, the rest of the people who are viewing, if you have more questions, I'll be going live right after this. You can go to my IG channel.
You going live?
Yes, on Instagram.
Okay, so let's also let them know how they can get in touch with you for interviews, because somebody is definitely going to want to interview you.
Yes.
You know? And you're a motivational speaker, and you know what do you have in the near future coming up?
Yes, you can reach me at on Facebook at Dashaun Sherrod. That's my Facebook handle. Dashaun Sherrod Sherrard. Instagram, you can follow me at I am Dashaun_V. I am Dashaun_V. Where I'll be going live directly after here for more questions and comments. And also, if you want future events as far as interviewing or motivational speaker, you also email me at V as in Victor, Dashaun, my first name, @gmail.com.
So y'all heard it here at Supporting Black Authors Book Club. I am so proud that I got one of the first author interviews, because this author is going places. Hopefully. This author is going to prosper. This author is going to succeed. So I'm so glad that I got one of the first interviews.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you did.
I'm glad. I'm so happy, you know. So look, she wants us to spell out. What are we spelling out, Dr. Tenaria? Spell it out, please. Here, I have it right here. What she wants to buy it from your website, from your Gmail. So she wants an autographed copy. That's what she's asking.
Okay.
And there it is V Dashaun, his first name, @gmail.com. Also, let's cash app him, $Dallas6. Cash app him tonight. Don't wake up tomorrow talking about I forgot. We're gonna do it tonight.
Yeah.
As soon as it's over. So it's $6. I gotta put that Dallas numbers. Is he 6?
No, he is 6. Yes. But I'm saying.
I figured that out.
For the Heavy 85. Yeah.
Oh, she wants your Instagram.
Oh,
Okay.
Instagram handle is I am Dashaun DASHAUN_V as in Victor.
B as in Victor. Okay, so we got it. So y'all heard it here. Listen, I done held this man long enough. You know, appreciate you coming to Supporting Black Authors Book Club. Do me a favor, share this video.
Sure
You
will.
know, it's on YouTube. You can share it, and you can start watch parties so you can get the exposure that you need. You know, and continue to be a blessing. You are a blessing because you opened up. You're transparent and you came out with your story. And a lot of people have books inside of them, and they're so worried about what people are going to think about them or
Yeah.
what people are going to say about them, you know. But when you're chosen for such a time as this, you understand that plan and the purpose that God has for you. You could care less what anybody say or what anybody think because God is going to make a way. God is going to pave the way. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I got to meet you personally. I know your mother, but I never had the chance to meet you. So I'm grateful. I want to meet you in person,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know,
We
so
will.
but so I can get my book autographed
Yes, ma'am.
because you go on places, you know, and um, they still hitting comments. Y'all, I gotta let this man go. All right, you know, I went over the 30 minutes. People, look, y'all share this video, like the video, cash app, buy the book. I want to thank you so much
Thank
for
you. I
coming
appreciate you.
to Supporting Black Authors Book Club. And listen, give that girl a chance, the girl that you liking on, you know. Don't be scared. Just because that
Ah,
happened, whoever she was, you know, let it go. Let forget about
yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Move on to the next best thing.
Of
You know,
course.
the best is yet to come. Okay?
Yet to come. That's
I'm gonna
right.
leave you with that. The
That's right.
best is yet to
I
come. And
like
that's
that one. I like
your
that.
wife. All right?
I like that.
Be blessed.
You too.
So there you have it, y'all. We had an interview with our author, new author, Dashaun Vernon. Y'all know what to do. Get his book. The worst was yet to come. I just told him the best is yet to come. You know, so I'm just so grateful that he came. I want y'all to tune in next Tuesday. I'm excited about this book right here. Let me tell you, I've been hurt in the church. In the church. Y'all really don't want to miss this right here with Dr. Tenaria Drummond Smith. I'm telling you, she has a national prayer book. We interviewed her a few months ago, but she's coming back. She's a diehard fan. She never misses a Tuesday. So if I see y'all coming on, see y'all coming on, see y'all coming on, y'all gonna get another interview too. Because what do? We support our authors, not just Black authors. That's just the name that God gave me. Supporting Black authors. So I want y'all to have a wonderful, happy, prosperous, successful, and blessed new year. See you next Tuesday. Be blessed.